That is insane.
In the event of a fire, who here thinks that you're safer sleeping with the doors open?
I keep them open because I was a mom for so long.
My kid's room is 2 doors down from mine.
Always open.
I'm not all that confident they would stop anything anyway.
Harold, hey, Ben.
Ben, nice to meet you.
Harold, have a seat.
Hi, nice to meet you guys.
Hello. I'm right here.
Chris, how are you?
Great.
As you think about fire safety, what keeps you up at night?
Yeah, I'm not too concerned.
I probably don't think about a fire threat as much as I should because I do forget to turn things off often.
Have you ever been through one?
A fire? No.
We told you that you'd be coming here today for discussion, but what we didn't tell you is that there is also a demonstration that we want to show you. Sound good? I want to introduce you to Steve, the director of the UL Firefighter Safety Research Institute. I'll let Steve take it away.
Welcome. My job is to lead a team of people that study how fire grows and spreads so we can keep you safe. Here at the Delaware County Emergency Services Training Center, we essentially turn this place into a laboratory. We've got several structures around here that we build to simulate where you live. And one of those structures is right here behind me. What I want you to do is I want to take you inside here, and I want you to see how this looks like your home. And then once we get you outside, we're going to go ahead and recreate what would happen if there was a fire in this structure right here. Look pretty normal? Yes. Yeah, got some furnishings. You'll notice the difference down here as we walk down. This bedroom door will be closed, and the one at the end of the hall will be open. And what I want you to do is pay attention to the comparison of the two of those and think about you and your family trying to survive this fire. All right, we just hit the button. We have ignition.
Oh boy, there she goes. Oh man, that is scary.
It's scary, right?
It's really crazy.
Look, we have smoke coming out over here already.
Smoke's coming out.
What a lot of people don't realize is that the furnishings that are in our homes today are made of synthetic materials. So they burn so much faster than your old natural cotton-filled furnishings used to be. The statistics that we've seen through our research is in about 40 years ago, you had about 17 minutes to get out of your house after the smoke alarm sounded. Now you have less than 3 minutes.
Holy crap. See, this is the things that we were. Oh my God. Whoa. Can you feel that?
How can you survive that?
Seriously, that is insane.
All right, go ahead, knock it down. All right, as you remember, closed door on the left, open door on the right. And you can see the dramatic difference between the two with the simple closed door.
Impressive.
We want people to be as prepared as possible and understand the importance and how little time you have and what that simple barrier can provide to you and your family should you have a fire. I want you guys to throw some hard hats on and some safety glasses and at least poke your heads in the windows, or you can even walk in the hallway if you want.
Give me a word or phrase to describe what you just saw.
Anxiety.
Frightening.
Terrifying.
I really didn't expect anything like this.
I'll ask you one last time. In the event of a fire, are you safer sleeping with the doors open or the doors closed?
Without a doubt, the door closed.
Definitely with the doors closed, and from now on, the doors will be shut at night.
Definitely closed.
Closed.
Definitely closed. And I'm surprised by it.
It's always great to be able to get the message out. when we can take our research and get it out into the community to change behavior with the message of close before you doze, it feels great, and hopefully we can save lives.
If there was one bit of advice that you could give friends or family today, what would it be?
Close before you doze.
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 The key fire safety messages we want people to have are, one, have working smoke alarms in every level of your home, inside and outside every sleeping room. We want everybody to have an escape plan. Should you have a fire, you should know how to get out quickly. And if you can't get out quickly, having a closed door between you and where that fire is critical to your survival.
Good morning and welcome to yet another Rutland training webinar. In this training we're going to talk through some of the facts about apartment entrance door sets and problems with doors not self-closing. That's everything from poor fitting through to external factors such as air pressures, and then how we can help overcome these problems. And if you do have any questions, there is a chat function. Please use that. We'll see if we've got time at the end to answer some questions. We've been to many site surveys where we've seen door closers removed or simply disconnected by residents. And when you ask the resident if they realise the significance of risk they've just put other residents and themselves under, and we've had people say, oh, if there's a fire, I'll just pull the door shut before I leave the building. But would they remember in the panic to save their lives? Case studies have proven that doors with door closers fitted correctly can help save lives and save the building structures from uncontrolled catastrophic damage. So a fire and security apartment door that's not self-closing, in our opinion, can't be guaranteed to do its job. So looking at a typical apartment door set, let's go around the critical points and problems that can prevent the door self-closing. The whole purpose of an apartment door is to firstly prevent unwanted intruders, protect from smoke ingress in the case of a fire elsewhere in the building. We want the door set to stop smoke leaking into our apartment, especially while we're asleep. Thirdly, to prevent fire spread. If a fire broke out in our apartment, we want our door set to contain that fire and protect the escape route and the rest of the building. To ensure the apartment entrance door does its job in the event of fire, it's absolutely essential that all components are fully fire tested, including the letter plate, door viewer, hinges, etc. So what problems do we come across? Let's go round the door set. Firstly, the door closer. The door closer often gets the blame, and we'll come on to that later. Secondly, poor door and frame installation, and we'll go over that shortly. Thirdly, hinges. They need to be grade 13 or above and must be fitted correctly. Fourth area would be floor coverings and uneven floors. They can create resistance to the door closing. Number 5, smoke seals and hardware can sometimes make it difficult for the door to close. Number 6, and last but no means least, is air pressures, one of the most common forces that work against reliable door closing. So let's take a look at air pressures. Tall buildings can be known to create a vortex which causes a build-up of pressure internally, creating resistance that affects the fire door's ability to close. Additionally, With the increased awareness around importance of fire and smoke sealing, including fire stopping of penetration, pipes and cables, buildings have become very airtight as every doorway and other aperture is tightly sealed. This can create an airlock effect where air just can't pass from room to room any longer, which can also prevent the door from reliably closing. Now onto the simple action of the door opening and closing on its hinges. Apartment entrance doors should close easily before the door closer is fitted, and for that the door needs to be swinging freely on its hinges. This means the installation of the door frame is critical. It must be fitted plumb with the correct grade and number of hinges, and if a door frame is even slightly out, the door will often require a bit of force to swing through its arc. Door gaps between the door leaf and the frame are also a big influencer on the door's ability to close easily. Now we'll look at what problems can prevent a door latching. Smoke seals are important, but their positioning isn't always given enough thought in both installation stage, but also factory level, where the door sets are made. When positioned badly, they can obstruct closing, and there has been a tendency to sometimes play on the safe side by applying more substantial seals than are actually required, which accentuates the air pressure issues we've just covered. And then there's the question of the latch and keeps and strike plates on locks, which can also be problematic if fitted badly. Neither of these components should create any resistance to the door closing if fitted correctly, so it's essential to check that this is the case. There is a simple tip we wanted to share with you, and that's the finger push test. With the door closer inactive, you should be able to open and close the door with just the force of your little finger. So if you disconnect the arm of the door closer, can you open and close the door with just the push of your little finger? If it won't close easily with that amount of pressure, you will want to identify the problem, which can be any of the issues we've just spoken about. If the door's closing at the bottom corner, but not at the top corner, the door frame may be out of plumb, and the door leaf may have a twist. So check this and adjust accordingly. If the door is binding on a seal, you may just want to adjust the positioning of the seals or adjust the door gaps to within the 2 to 4 millimeters until the door can operate and close freely. Now for the important part, the door closer. A power adjustable door closer is really a fitter's friend. It offers the flexibility to overcome most problems, especially the common one of air pressures. So if there is a reasonable chance of air pressures in a building, a power adjustable closer is a must. And then there's the importance of correct fitting of the closer. All Rutland closers come supplied with clear templates for correct positioning, and this is critical for successful operation. So to give a bit more detail on adjustment of door closers to compensate for air pressures. If a door closes but doesn't quite latch, leaving a slight gap, listen if you can hear air passing through the gap, or you may feel a breeze. If this is the case, it's likely to be an air pressure problem. So one of our recommendations is, in this case, is to dial up the power and turn the speed down. The slow closing speed will allow the air to transfer from the apartment lobby of to the communal corridor while the door is closing, allowing the power of the door closer then to pull the door into the fully latched position. So turning the power up has no effect on the speed of the close or latch. Speed is controlled by a separate unrelated valve, but the increased power ensures the closer can completely close to that final stage successfully. In some cases of extreme air pressures, the door closer will just never be able to overcome them. Air pressures are sometimes created in hospitals and labs to prevent spread of infection into critical areas such as operating theatres. So in these situations, we recommend you speak to subject matter experts for advice on air transfer. Compliant balance dampers or external air transfer grills may be a solution. There is also the option of intermittent air transfer grills, which allow air transfer in normal conditions, but will fill with intermittent in the event of a fire, preventing the smoke or fire passing through. Well, we've got time for a few questions. I can see some on the chat, which is really good, thank you. So the first question, which is the best side of the door to fit a door closer on an apartment? Well, it's a good question. It will come down to the testing and certification for that particular door set, but our door closers are tested on both push side and pull side to the EN 1154 standard, and many fire tests likewise. So yeah, please do ask and have a look at the relevant field of application for the door system that's being used. Question 2, how do I know if a letterbox is suitable for a fire door? A very good question. So the technical standard for letter plates or letter boxes is TS008, and on the underside flap of the letter plate, if you take your phone out and you can take a photo, you should be able to see an 8-digit classification which will tell you all the performance characteristics for the letter plate, and the one for fire should have a number 1 in it, not a 0. So it's important to check because not every letter plate is fire tested and approved for fire. Good question, thank you. Question 3, you mentioned position of smoke seals. Why would a new pre-hung door set arrive with a smoke seal in the wrong place? Well, it's very difficult, smoke sealing. What's tended to happen traditionally is to have a combined intermittent, so graphite strip with a smoke seal in it, which is often placed centrally, especially on a 30-minute door, centrally in the frame. That does become more problematic with a 60-minute door, 54mm thick maybe, as the door swings round, the leading edge of the door can catch the rubber flipper. It's almost like a windscreen wiper blade on a dry windscreen, the rubber against the glass. When a door blade hits the rubber seal, it can jam and cause friction, preventing the door from safely closing. So why would a door set manufacturer or pre-hung door set arrive like that? They may have passed a smoke test and got a really good pass, but what's equally as important is a test similar to like BS 6375 part 2, which is the repeated opening and closing. How does it work actually in practice, and does the smoke seal wear out over 20,000, 60,000, 80,000 cycles? And we've done cycled doors to 1 million cycles. Would the rubber smoke seal still be there after after the cycling. So yeah, to answer the question, it may be that the door set hasn't been, it's been designed to pass the smoke test, but maybe not designed for the daily use and wear and tear. So hope that answers that question. So that brings us to the end of the Q&A session. We just got some key takeaways for you. Firstly, a door closer is not designed to overcome poor installation, excessive smoke seals, or extreme air pressures. Second key takeaway, power adjustable door closers are recommended for apartment entrance door sets. Particularly remember the particular air pressure issues. And a third takeaway is to ensure that smoke seals and keeps and door gaps are all designed and fitted in a way that will assist the door closing. Thank you for joining today, and please look out for our next online training session. Thank you.